Hello everyone, welcome to the next session class on digital system design. In the last class we understood about the adders and the subtractors. Okay, in the adders with respect to the full adder I have left out one topic. Okay, we will go to cover today now. Okay, so that is implementation of a full adder using the two off adders. We can implement the full adder by using the two off adders. Okay, so the block diagram will be look like this. We have a one off adder here, another off adder. Okay, will be connected together to make in one full adder. Okay, so we know that. So this is the one off adder, and this is another off adder. Okay, so we know that off adder will have accepts the two inputs. Okay, and produces the sum and the carry, right? So what is the sum? Sum will be the A XOR B and the C out corresponding to the AB, right? Okay. Now for the next full half adder, the sum will be connected to the one input and the another input. So C in input that is connected to the as a one more input. Okay. Then here we are going to get a sum and again a carry, right? Okay. Now what is the sum actually? Sum is the XOR of the two inputs, right? Here what is the input we are going to give to the second off adder? So here we are giving it A XOR B, right? Another input is what? C in. So what is the sum now then? So sum will be, so this is corresponds to the off adder. Okay. Now the circuit sum will be equals to, so I will write here S1, okay, C out 1, just to make a difference. Okay, so the sum will be XOR of the inputs. So what are the inputs we are giving? A XOR B and the C in. So A XOR B XOR C in. Okay, we can implement the full adder by using the two off adders. Okay, so now let's come to the C out. How we are going to implement the C out? Okay, for the C out we got the expression from the K map, that is AB plus AC in plus BC in. You can look out here. So that's what, from the K map we got this equation, right? C out equals to AB plus AC in plus BC in. The C out expression can be even write as an C in into A XOR B plus AB. Even this equation in this equation both are same, both are logically same. Okay, so that equation has been implemented here actually. To implement a C out, okay, we have used this equation in the when we are connecting the two off adders. Okay, so then how we are going to get this C in equation? The C in expression is got from the Boolean simplification. Okay, instead of going with the K map simplification, what we have done here, okay, if we simplify directly through the Boolean equations, we will going to get the expression C out is equals to C in into A XOR B plus AB. Okay, so this is expression is will be implemented here. So see here, so what is the C out we are going to get? That is A into B. Okay, now so what is the circuit we are going to connecting here? So this carry out of the first off adder will be OR with the carry out of the second off adder. So what is the carry out of a second off adder? So that is what A into B, that means AND of inputs. So what is the input for the second off adder? A XOR B into C in. So what we are going to get? C out. So C out will be equals to here A XOR B into C in. Okay, now this input and this one, this is indicated the C out 2. Okay, so this will OR together will going to give the C out. Okay, so what is C out? So C out equals to this term OR with the here C out 1. What is the C out 1? AB. So this is the equation what we have got here. Okay, so this is how we are going to implement a full adder using the two off adders. Okay, so if you have any confusion here, how we are going to get this C in into A XOR B plus AB from the canonical expression of the C out, we can have the derivation that one. Okay, let's derive that one. Okay, hope you have understood this one, how we can implement a full adder by using the two off adders. Okay, so this is the logic diagram. Okay, an XOR gate and an AND gate, that is what the off adder, and that is connected to the next off adder. So that we are going to get a sum and the carry. So I will go to derive this one. Here is the derivation is there actually. Okay, I will go to rewrite here. From the truth table, we will get the C out equation as A bar B C in plus A B bar C in plus A B C in bar plus A B C in. Okay. So if you take a C in common in these two, okay, then the equation will be A bar B plus A B bar plus, if you take A B common here, then this will be equals to C in bar plus C in, right? Okay. Now C in into, we know that A bar B plus A B bar can be written as an A XOR B. So this can be written as an A XOR B plus A B. Okay. We know that from the Boolean theorem, C in bar plus C in will be equals to 1. So this will be multiplied with 1. Okay. So that means the C out expression C in into A XOR B plus A B. Okay. So this is the expression we have used it for the implementation of an full adder using the two off adders. Okay. So that means the C out can be represented in this equation, or C out can be represented in an AB plus BC in plus AC in. So both the equations are same. Okay. So this is what the topic I have left out in the last class. Okay. So next we understood about the binary subtractors. Okay. So what is an off subtractor, what is a full subtractor, what is the logic circuit and the truth table, we have already understood. Okay. So next we will move to the cascading of the full adders. So as already said, when we need to add the two n numbers, so that means two n bit numbers we need to add, then we will going to use the n cascading of an full adder. Okay. So assuming that we need to add in two values a and b, each are 4 bit. Okay. So A3, A2, A1, A0. Similarly, B3, B2, B1, B0. Okay. So we will take an example. So 1 0 1 1 will add with the 1 1 0 1. Okay. So here these 4 bits corresponds to the A and these 4 bits corresponds to the B. So that means this is A0, A1, A2, A3, okay, and this is B0, B1, B2, B3. Okay, we need to add this one. When you have to a 4-bit summation is needed, okay, then we will go to use the cascading of the adders. So how many number of bits we need to add, that much number of full adders will be needed. So there is a disadvantage. So that disadvantage is when we give the input to the full adders at the same time, but we won't get the output immediately. So we need to wait. So why that will go to happen is because of the propagation of the carry. What is that concept? Let's understand here. So let's take this input, same I will go to take 1 0 1 1 will be added with the 1 1 0 1. So these are the 4-bit two numbers will be given to the this 4-bit adder. Okay. Now when we give in the x0 y0 and the x1 y1 x2 y2 and the x3 y3, okay, but we immediately we won't get the s0 to s3. Okay. So why that means, to add the given inputs in a second full adder, we need to wait for the carry generated by the previous adder. Okay. So that means this will be instantly available, 1 plus 1 we will going to calculate the 0 and we will give on to the next one. But on that time to add a 1 0 is not possible, because this full adder we need to wait for the any carry generation from the previous adder, right. So that's why, so immediately when you give the input it won't able to add, it will going to wait for the carry generation from the previous. Similarly same thing will happen for the 3rd bit addition of the full adder. So to add the S2 with Y2, again is needed the carry of the previous. Okay, until this calculation is over, is not able to calculate. Okay, so this is called as a propagation delay of an carry. Okay, so then how to overcome that one? So to overcome that one, we are going to use an look ahead carry adder. Also it is called as an carry look ahead adder. Okay, or we call as a fast adder. This carry looked adder reduces the propagation delay through the adder by introducing some more complex circuits. So some more odd pair will be connected. Okay, from that one, so the propagation of the delay will going to be reduces. So let's understand what is the look-ahead carry adder. Carry look-ahead adder is an combinational circuit, and again it is an adder circuit. Okay, it's also called as a fast adder. Okay, where this carry look-ahead adder improves the speed by reducing the propagation delay. Okay, how that the delay will going to be reduces, let's understand. Okay, it uses the two concepts, that is carry generate and carry propagate. So carry generate is indicated with the GI, okay, and carry propagate is indicated with the PI. So where we will consider the GI equals to A into B, where PI corresponds to the A XOR B. Okay, so here I we consider because we need to multiply the n bit, where the I will be corresponding to the vary from the n bits, that is 0 to, example if you take a 4 bit 0 to 3, similarly I will going to vary from 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. Okay, here I will going to varies as the number of the bits we have taken. Okay, so that is what the I. Okay, so we know that generally sum will be equals to the, for a full adder, A XOR B XOR and the C I. So here Ci corresponds to the C in. Okay, similarly the C out, okay, that is equals to the Ci into A XOR B plus AI A into B, right? Okay, now so assuming that one, so if you consider the n full adder circuit, series full adder, this is what. Okay, so assuming that one, you need to calculate the carry generated from the first full adder. So we consider the carry generated from the first full adder as an C1. Okay, so here C equals to 1 means I equals to 0, right? So that means C naught A naught XOR with B naught plus A naught to B naught. Okay, here I have taken A, but here I have presented as a X, that's it. Okay, hope you can understand. So the C naught is what the input for the carry input for the first full adder. Okay, now so we are going to generate the carry will be generated by the second circuit, where C2 is the carry generated by the second one. So that is equals to the C1 A1 XOR with B1, okay, plus A1 B1. That means we are giving the inputs A1 B1, okay, and the carry generated from the previous. So that is the carry generated from the previous is what? C1. Okay, so this is equals to this one. Now can we replace here C1 by this equation? Yes, we can write. So that means C naught A naught XOR with B naught plus A naught B naught. So this corresponds to the C1. Okay, so this is into A1 XOR with B1 plus A1 B1. The C2 is what? Carry generated by the second full adder. So that means actually the carry generated by the second full adder can be calculated by using the carry given to the first full adder, that is C naught. Okay, that means we need not to wait for the carry generated from the first full adder to calculate the addition of the second full adder, right? So that means here we no need to wait for the carry from the previous one. See here the carry whatever the need will be calculated by the circuit itself. So whatever we said additional circuit, so that is what the here actually. Okay, so that we can be seen here. Okay, so whatever the circuit will be there, this is a full adder. The carry input for the second full adder will be calculated by the additional circuit. So there is a combinational circuit. What is this circuit consisting? This circuit consisting this equation actually. So implementing this one will be the combinational circuit here. So that you can see here actually. Okay, see. So here C2 will be calculated according to this one. Okay, so there is what the C1. C1 is what the carry of the first full adder. By using the carry of the first full adder only, we can compute the carry of the second full adder. Okay. Similarly, we can calculate the C3. What is the C3? So C3 will be equals to, okay, here C2 into A2 XOR with B2 plus A2 into B2. Again B2 can we see, so again B8, C2 can be represented by using this equation, right? Again this can be replaced with this equation. That means by having the C0 only, even we can calculate the C3. Okay, so that is what here actually. So given here. Okay, so like that even we can calculate for the C4. Okay, by having the carry of the first adder only, we can compute the carry needed for the other full adders. So when you giving the input to the full adders, the carry will be generated, whatever the required carry will be there for the MSB bit. So that is what C4 will be calculated by using the additional circuit, and we are going to get the output immediately. So that means when you give the inputs to the full adders, simultaneously you are going to get the output. So whatever the carry will be there, that will be generated by this circuit. Okay, so this will be represented here actually. Okay, both are the same circuit represented in a different way. Okay, so this is a carry, look ahead, adder logic circuit. Okay, so that means there is no need to wait for the carry from the previous. So that indicates what propagation delay will be reduces. So like this, so this carry look ahead adder, so we will go to perform the addition in a faster way. So that means improves the speed and reduces the propagation delay given by the ripple carry adder. Okay, so if you implement it in a ripple carry adder way, so this will going to introduce the delay. Okay, but if you implement an adder in a look ahead carry fashion, so in this fashion, okay, so the carry will be generated by this circuit. Okay, so this is what the combination circuits. Okay, so the individual circuits are given here as already said. So this is the C2 circuit and this is the C3 and this is the combination circuit to calculate for the C4. Okay, so these circuits are implemented here. So whatever the carry is needed, it will compute when you give the inputs A1, A0 only. So when you give the inputs A0, A1, B1, B2, all the inputs are given, automatically this will calculate. So simultaneously we will going to get the output. There is no delay for the carry generation. Okay, so these were the advantages of an carry look ahead adder. So that's why we call as a fast adder, because it improves the speed and reduces the delay which is generated in the ripple adder. Okay, so this is with respect to the carry look ahead adder. Hope you understood. Okay, so these adders are available as an integrated circuits. Okay, so the integrated circuit consisting in adders is what a 74LS83. It is an 4-bit adder. So it can add the two 4-bit numbers. So this is the pin diagram of an IC. Okay, which is having the 8 inputs corresponding to the 4-bit of 2 numbers. Okay, that is what B4, B3, B2, B1, A4, A3, A2, A1. Okay, and is having an C0 carry for the first full adder. Okay, produces output S1, S2, S3, S4 and the C4 carry from the last full adder. Okay, so this is the pin diagram of an 74LS83. So this is the circuit diagram of the IC 7483 consisting the 8 inputs, that is 2 4 bits, okay, and 1 C0. Okay, and we are going to produce the outputs. Okay, so this is with respect to the adders and the subtractors. Okay, so next we will move to the comparator. Okay, now let's understand the comparators. So binary comparator. So what is a binary comparator? So binary comparator is a combinational circuit which compares the two binary values. So we know that when you have a comparison means the possibly there will be always a 3 outputs, right? That is, it may be equal. So one value will be equal to the another value, or one value may be greater than the another value, or one value may be lesser than the another value. So this means these comparators will having 3 outputs, okay, and we are going to have the 2 inputs. So this generally in n-bit comparator we are having a n-bit value of the A and the B. So A and B are the 2 inputs of n-bit, and this comparator will going to produce the 3 outputs. The 3 outputs are A greater than B, A equal to B and A lesser than B. To understand the comparator, let's take an example. Okay, so 1-bit comparator. So what is a 1-bit? 1-bit comparator, it is will going to compare the 2 values, 2 binary values of each 1 bit, okay, and produces the output corresponding to the A equals to B or A lesser than B or A greater than B. Okay, so let's understand the 1-bit comparator, okay, in depth. Okay, so let's see the truth table of the 1-bit. So this is the truth table of an 1-bit comparator. So A and B are a 1 bit, that means what? A can take a 0 or 1, similarly B can take a 0 or 1. So that means 4 combinations will be there, A, B, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Okay. So when the inputs A and B are 0, 0, then the output A equals to B will be 1, because these two values are equal, right? Okay. Next, when the inputs are A and B are 0, 1, so A is lesser than B, so A lesser than B will be equals to 1. So that means we are going to get a output in the A lesser than B data line. Okay. Next here 1, 0, so A greater than B will be 1, and so 1, 1, A will be equals to B. So this output will going to be generated. Okay. So now we need to design a circuit for this 1 bit comparator. So we have a truth table. So let's have the switching equation. Okay, the switching equation for the A lesser than B is what? It will be 1 only when the inputs are 0, 1. That means, so the switching equation corresponding to the A lesser than B will be equals to the A bar B, right? This is what A bar B. So if you write in the decimal notation, we can write A lesser than B equals to F of A comma B equals to, so summation of 1. Okay, so that's what A bar B. So next let's take the A greater than B. When the A greater than B will be generated? When the input is 1, 0. Okay, that means what? A B bar. Okay, if you represent that in an sigma notation, so there is summation of 2. So this was the in a decimal form. Okay. Similarly, what is the equation for the A equals to B? A equals to B equals to F of A comma B summation of 0 comma 3. That means the equation is what? A bar B bar plus AB. Okay. So this was the switching equation for the 1 bit comparators outputs. Okay. Let's construct the logic diagram. Okay. So the circuit diagram is this one. Okay. We have the two inputs A and B. Okay. So to generate the A lesser than B is what? A bar B. So A will be complemented and connected to the AND gate, and another input for the AND gate is B. So this will going to give the A bar into B. So that is how we are going to generate the output for the A lesser than B. So next is for the A equals to B. If you look this one equation, so if you look this equation, that is A equals to B equals to A bar B bar plus AB. So we know that this equation A bar B bar plus AB can be rewrite as an A XNOR B, right? Okay, that means we can use an XNOR gate. Okay, so that is what here we implemented the A equals to B by using the XNOR gate. Okay, and then A greater than B is equals to A B bar. Okay, so you have taken the A data line and the B will be complemented given to the AND gate, and that will go to give the A greater than B. Okay, so this is the logic circuit for an 1 bit comparator. Okay, hope you understood what is a comparator. So comparator is a combination circuit which compare the two binary values and produces the output greater than or lesser than or equal. So whatever the input values will be there, that will be compared. Okay, so this with respect to the 1 bit comparator. Let's see the 2 bit comparator. Okay, so 2 bit comparator means we are having the 2 bits. Okay, so here you have taken A and B are each are the 2 bits. So A1 A0. Okay, similarly B1 B0. So these are the 2 inputs bits and will connect it to the 2 bit comparator, and again output will be always the 3. Because when you have a comparison means, so only 3 possible, A greater than B, A lesser than B, or A equals to B. Okay. So this is the truth table. So here I will take an example for the explanation. So B1, B0. Okay. So here A greater than B, A equals to B, A lesser than B. So when the inputs values are 1, 0 and 1, 1. Okay, so 1, 0 means what? 2 in a binary. Similarly 1, 1, 3. So this indicates what? A is lesser than B. So that means A lesser than B will be 1 and the remaining output will be 0. You can see here actually 1, 0, 1, 1. So A greater than B, A equals to B will be 0 and A lesser than B will be 1. Okay, so this is the row. Okay, so this is how a 2 bit comparator will going to be work. Okay, so compare the two binary values. So let's design the circuit. Okay, so we have the two table. Let's write the switching equation and simplify by using the K map. Okay, yeah. So this is the K map for the A greater than B, and when simplified equation will be for the A greater than B will be A1 into B1 bar plus A0 into B1 bar into B0 bar plus A1 into A0 into B0 bar. Okay. Next, similarly, when you apply the column corresponding to the A lesser than B, okay, in a K map, okay, so then the simplified equation will be A1 bar A0 bar into B0 plus A1 bar B1 bar plus A0 bar B1 and the B0. Okay. Similarly, if you apply for the K map for the A equals to B, where we won't get any simplification here because we are not able to group the logical ones because there is no adjacents. Okay. So that's why we are going to get a same canonical expression we are going to get. Okay. But we can be simplify that one by using the Boolean theorem. So by using the Boolean theorems, we got the simplified expression. So now let's have the logic circuit diagram corresponding to these equations. And this is the logic circuit diagram for the 2-bit comparator. Okay. So A equals to B is what? A naught XNOR with the B naught. Similarly, A1 XNOR with the B1. Okay. So this is what A equals to B. Similarly, whatever the equation we got from the K map, that is will be represented here. Okay. So hope you understood how we have written the logic circuit diagram for the 2-bit comparator. Okay. So next, let's take one problem related to the comparator. So the problem is implement a 1-bit comparator using the 2:4 decoder. Okay, that is 74139. So let's see the how to implement. So let's have the output equation for the 1-bit comparator. So this A equals to B is the summation of 0, 3. How are we going to get this equation? By the two table of the 1-bit comparator. Here only I have given. So just to make ourselves easy for understanding. Okay. So then A greater than B will be equals to the summation of 2, because only when the combination of 1, 0, A greater than B will be generated. So that is why the equation is summation of 2. Similarly, A lesser than B will be equals to summation of 1. Okay. We need to implement this one by using the 74139. So 74139 is an dual 2:4 decoder. So hope you can recall the Venn diagram actually. So this is the Venn diagram of that one. Okay. So here we represent only the one circuit. Okay. So that's why look this one actually. Okay. So here we have the 2:4 decoders. Okay. So I will want to rewrite this one here. So we have the A1, 1A1, 1B. So 2A, 2B, and we have a 1G and the 2G. You can recall, and we have the 4 outputs corresponding to the 2:4 decoder of 1. Okay, that is 1Y0, 1Y1, 1Y2, 1Y3. Similarly, for the another decoder, so we have a 2Y0, 2Y1, 2Y2 and the 2Y3. And you should remember that one. So all the outputs are active low pins, right? Okay, and even the enable pins are also active low pins. So these were the 74139. Okay, since we need to implement this 1-bit comparator, which is only the 2 variable, so that means we can implement that by using only the 2:4 decoder only. So this is only enough for us. Okay, so that means this circuit is enough for us. There is no need to use the another 2:4 decoder. Okay, so we will going to use the first half of the one is 74139. That is one decoder we are going to be used. Okay, we know that in a decoder when the inputs are 0, 0, so Y0 will going to be generated, right? So you can see the two table here. When the inputs A and B are 0, 0, Y0 will going to be 0 because it is an active low pin. Okay, so Y0 will going to be 0. Remaining outputs will be 1, 1. So that means if you give the enable pin to the 0, if the inputs are 0, 0, Y0 will be 0, remaining outputs will be 1. Okay, if the inputs are 0, 1, okay, that means second one, that means Y1 will be 0 and remaining outputs will be 1. Okay, so this is what is going to happen. So I hope you know this is the working of an 2:4 decoder. Okay. By using this concept, we need to implement the n comparator here. Okay. So what is the switching equation here? A equals to B is what? A equals to B is what? A bar B bar plus AB. That is what? 0 and 3, right? Okay. Next, similarly, A greater than B is what? 2. So that means A B bar. So A lesser than B is what? That is 1. That is corresponding to the A bar B. Right? So we can look out here. This is what? A equals to B, A bar B bar plus AB. Okay. A greater than B equals to A B bar. Okay. And then A less than B equals to A bar B. Okay. Now we need to implement this one by using the decoder. Okay. So we know that when the inputs are 0, 0, so we are going to get the output will be, so Y0 will be enabled. So that means here we are getting the A bar B bar. Since it's an active low pin, we are going to get A bar B bar complement. Similarly, this output will be generated when we have the input is A bar B whole bar. That means 0, 1. Similarly, this pin will be active when the input is A B bar whole bar. That means when you give the input is 1, 0, 1, 0 A B bar whole bar, because it's an active low pin. Similarly, this pin will be active when the inputs are A B whole bar. Right? Okay. So we need to implement the A equals to B. So A equals to B is what? A bar B bar plus AB. Okay. This need to be added. But we have a complement. So that's why let's connect the NOT gate and connect it to the OR gate. So we can connect to the OR NOT gate and again a NOT gate. Okay. And then connect it to the OR gate. That will going to implement the A equals to B. Here instead of a NOT gate here, even we can use the bubble symbol here. Okay. So that is what I have given here actually. Okay. So A bar B, that is, so this corresponds to the here 0, 3. So this is what A bar B bar 0, 1, 2, 3. So we need to implement A equals to B, that is summation of 0, 3. So that means this A equals to be implemented by connecting the 1 Y0 and 1 Y3 to the OR gate. Okay. So before connecting to the OR gate, we need to be complement. Okay. That is why I indicate with the bubble. Okay. Next, what is the A greater than B? A greater than B equals to 2. So that means, so here we are going to get the A B bar. But here we are getting the A B bar whole bar. So that's why connect a NOT gate. So that will going to give a B bar. So that is equals to the A greater than B. Okay. Similarly, we are going to implement for the A lesser than B. So connecting the NOT gate to the first output, that is 1 Y1. Okay. So that is how we are going to implement a 1-bit comparator by using the 2:4 decoder. Okay. So next, again the comparators are also available as an integrated circuit. Okay. The integrated circuit is 7485. So 7485, it is an 4-bit comparator. Okay. So that means you are going to have an 8 inputs. So corresponding to the A0 to A3, similarly B0 to B3. Okay. So this is the pin diagram of an 7485, which is having the A0, B0, A1, B1, A2, B2, A3, B3. So these are the 4 inputs we have. Okay. There are 2 inputs, each are 4-bit. Okay. And we are going to have the 3 outputs, that is what? A equals to B, A lesser than B, and A equals to A greater than B. Okay. So these are the outputs. Okay. So these are the outputs. Okay. And these, including this term, is an input. Okay, where we have other 3 inputs. So these 3 inputs are called as an cascade inputs. Okay, so these 3 inputs we are going to use when we are cascading the one IC with another IC. That means when you need to implement for the comparison of n more than 4 bits. Okay, I need to compare an 5-bit, 6-bit, okay, or an n-bit. Okay, we can use the cascading of the 7485 so that we can implement the comparison of an n-bit. Okay, so this is an IC of a 4-bit. Okay, cascading this 4-bit with another 4-bit, we can compare the more than 4 bits. Okay, for that purpose, we have the other inputs, that is called as an cascade input. So that is A lesser than B in, A equals to B in, and A greater than B in. Okay. So by understanding the two table, you are able to understand this function. Okay. So let's move to the two table of an 7485. So give a represent the pin diagram in a different way here actually. So that's what A3 B3, A2 B2, B1 A1, B0 A0. Okay. So these are the cascading inputs and these are the outputs. So here how the comparison will go to take place. Always first bit will be compared. So we know that actually when you comparison of an 4 bit 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 1. Okay. Here how to identify this A is greater or a B is greater. Okay. By seeing the MSB bit, so MSB bit of an A is greater than the B means, so we can understand A is greater than B, right? Okay. If MSB bits are both are equal, it may be 0 0 or 1 1, then we need to look for the next higher bit, right? Okay. So that means here this is 0, A equals to 0, B equals to 1. This indicates what? B is greater than A. Agree? So I will first what I have taken 1 0 1 1 0 1 1. So this corresponds to what? 1 0 1 1, this is 11, and 0 1 1, this is 7. That's why we said A is greater than B, right? Because 7 is greater than 11 is greater than the 7, right? What? If both are same 0 0, if you consider the 0, so what is this one? 0 0 1 1, this equals to 3 and this is 7. So that means here B is greater than A. Okay, that means always we need to first look for the MSB bit. If MSB bit are same, okay, then look for the next lower bit. Again, if the next lower bits are same, then look for the again next lower bits. Okay, that means if this is 0, we need to look for the other one. If both are same, next look for the same. If both are same, that means A equals to B, right? That is how we are going to compare. Okay, so like that only the two table has been given actually. See, so first we need to check for the higher bit A3 B3. If A3 is greater than the B3, then automatically you are going to get another word A is greater than B. Whatever it may be the other inputs, there is no need to consider for the other here actually. If that is the case 1 0 1 1 and 0 1 1, there is no need to compare the other three inputs. If you compare the MSB bit, and here if you are getting the A equals to if you are getting A greater than B, automatically A is greater than B. Or the other case, if you 0 1, so A is lesser than B, then the A is lesser than B will be the 1. Okay, that one. Say another case here, A is lesser than A3 is lesser than B3, automatically A is lesser than B will be the I. Okay, A is lesser than B will be the I, and remaining outputs will be 0, and there is no need to bother about the other three inputs. Okay, so if both are same here, so if A3 equals to B3, then we need to look for the A2 B2. It is A2 is greater than B2 or A2 is lesser than B2. Similarly, if the A2 B2 are equal, then we need to look for the is A1 is greater than B1 or A1 is lesser than B1. Okay, I hope you understood. So like that, the two table we need to be right. Okay, so this is with respect to the inputs. So what about the function of an cascading inputs? So cascading inputs here, so if the inputs are same, okay, and if the cascading input here, if you are getting A greater than B, then indicates what? So output will be A greater than B. So this is the two table of an 7485. So this is how 4-bit comparator will going to be work. So when you need to implement a more than 4 bits, we can cascade the 7485 multiple times. Okay. So this is with respect to a comparator. Okay. So next class we are going to see the next topic. Thank you.